Today, we're going to be looking at our newest solution area for Tanium and ServiceNow, IRM, or Integrated Risk Management. So what exactly is IRM? You may come across customers or ServiceNow employees who refer to the acronym GRC, or Governance, Risk, and Compliance. GRC is the previous name for this product space in ServiceNow, but GRC is now a subset of the overall IRM focus. IRM is different from security operations because it's really focused on understanding risk posture as it relates to compliance and policies, as opposed to active vulnerabilities, threats, or breaches. Risk management is needed at every organization, but there's a particularly heavy focus when we look at regulated industries such as financial institutions, healthcare life sciences, and manufacturing or retail. These organizations are constantly battling new regulatory frameworks and requirements, and they need to have a complete view into their enterprise risk posture. When we look at the hot topics for IRM today, it's things like audit and compliance, regulatory change, data privacy, and understanding risk from supply chains and vendors. So let's get back to the Tanium and ServiceNow partnership. IRM is the third solution area for our integrations, after the previously released ITX and SecOps solutions. ITX is really focused around IT service management, asset management, and operations management. This is where we feed the CMDB with real-time hardware and software data, help organizations return money to their pockets from unused software licenses, enable self-service deployments, and automate Patch Tuesday for end users. SecOps targets vulnerabilities and active security alerts. Tanium sends vulnerability findings into ServiceNow where they're prioritized for remediation, and then Tanium patches vulnerabilities based off change management planning and workflows. SecOps is also where we augment security incident investigations with real-time data and the ability to take quarantine or isolation actions. IRM, though, is going to be focused on non-vulnerability risk and helping organizations understand where they have gaps in their current risk posture. We want to enable organizations to be proactive about closing risk gaps and empower them with confidence in their compliance audits. For our initial release, our IRM solution is going to contain two existing integrations that our customers are already leveraging: configuration compliance and unauthorized change monitoring. These integrations previously were organized under our SecOps solution area. All we're doing is moving these to IRM, as the integrations are really focused more on compliance and audit risk, as opposed to our existing SecOps integrations such as vulnerability response. In the future, we'll be looking at other Tanium modules we can leverage for additional risk data, such as Benchmark, Certificate Manager, or Reveal. These are areas of the Tanium platform that have great data around compliance risk and cyber hygiene that, again, are not specifically targeting security operations and vulnerability management. Today, I'm going to walk you through how Tanium's real-time data and automation can enhance compliance management, streamline risk assessments, and provide comprehensive visibility into enterprise risk posture, all from within ServiceNow and tied to configuration items in the CMDB. Organizations today face an increasingly complex risk environment. From rapid digital transformation to rising compliance costs and growing cybersecurity threats, IT and security leaders are under pressure to manage convoluted risks while keeping resources and costs down. When it comes to managing risk, IT and security leaders are often faced with numerous technological, structural, and environmental challenges. Data silos, disconnected systems, blind spots in visibility, and error-prone manual processes prevent a comprehensive view of enterprise risk, leading to fragmented and inefficient management. Additionally, increased pressure to comply with a growing number of global regulations necessitates more robust and automated compliance management systems. But legacy systems are often not user-friendly, especially for frontline employees, resulting in poor engagement and underutilization. Legacy governance, risk, and compliance tools are ill-equipped to defend against today's threats. What's needed is an integrated risk management solution that leverages real-time data and robust automation, all from a single unified platform. Tanium and ServiceNow together provide a unified approach to risk management by combining Tanium's real-time endpoint visibility and control with ServiceNow's platform insights across the CMDB, service desk, and core data for users and business functions. This unified platform approach enables organizations to proactively manage risks, ensure compliance, and streamline processes around the organization. Let's take a look at what the combined capabilities of Tanium and ServiceNow can do for integrated risk management. Tanium knows about all the endpoints in the environment, whether they're physical, virtual, servers, or end-user devices, no matter where in the world, wherever they're located, or whatever network they're connected to. We also know everything that's happening on these endpoints in real time, from changes to files and registries to policy configurations and vulnerability assessments. Tanium's constantly monitoring every endpoint in the environment and alerting to detected risk. ServiceNow has all the data that doesn't specifically live on the endpoints themselves, though. From upstream and downstream dependencies between endpoints, applications, and business services, to assignments, criticality, business functions, and service desk or ticketing system history. ServiceNow is where organizations look to centralize operations with a single pane of glass when it comes to planning, prioritization, remediation, and auditing. Tanium's bringing all the real-time monitoring capabilities, sending any alerts and policies as records to ServiceNow, and correlating these with configuration items in the CMDB. Once everything's in ServiceNow, IT, security, and risk teams have the ability to evaluate the overall risk posture of the entire organization without data silos and jumping between different tools, while prioritizing remediation efforts at scale. With the power of ServiceNow's workflows, proactively notifying stakeholders of new risk events is a simple drag-and-drop configuration. By bringing everything into a single unified platform, you also have a full audit trail and reporting available directly inside your ServiceNow console, easily accessible to any necessary users. So I've mentioned real-time quite a bit, but how does this actually look in reality? So let's jump into a specific IRM integration. Tanium's unauthorized change monitoring for ServiceNow. Tanium's able to leverage Integrity Monitor to monitor endpoint kernels and other low-level subsystems, in addition to critical files, directories, and registries. We capture a variety of events across Windows, Linux, Solaris, and AIX operating systems. Tanium also contains pre-built watch lists to address many regulatory frameworks such as PCI, HIPAA, and SOX, in addition to configurations specific to other organizations. Through Tanium's IRM solution for ServiceNow, we first import these watch lists as records in ServiceNow. Then, whenever file integrity monitoring events are detected on any endpoint, these events are brought into ServiceNow and correlated with the watch list records they correspond to, as well as the configuration items the events are associated with. But just because an event was recorded doesn't necessarily mean there's additional risk in the environment, which is why the next step is automated lookups for approved change requests. If an approved change request is found and associated with a configuration item that an event corresponds to, you can choose to take no action. This was a known, planned change that was modifying files or registries. However, if no approved change request is detected, any type of record can automatically be created, such as a task for review or even a security incident for investigation. All of this is highly configurable, from the change request states that indicate approval to rolling alert windows that prevent multiple Integrity Monitor event records from being created from a single configuration item. From potential security incidents to non-compliant risk, Tanium enables proactive identification and investigation before problems are even known in the environment. But knowing about real-time changes in the environment that could potentially be introducing risk is fantastic. What about understanding risks that already exist within the organization today, though? Tanium is consistently running compliance assessments against operating systems, applications, software supply chain, and security configurations and policies, supporting major industry regulatory requirements and methods. We keep these assessments updated daily with the latest standards, definitions, and compliance checks, so organizations can focus on keeping the environment secure and not spend time researching the latest frameworks. We then feed these compliance findings and industry benchmarks into ServiceNow, where again, they're automatically correlated with configuration items in the CMDB. The findings and configuration items are then associated with configuration tests in ServiceNow, which are used to generate test results for each endpoint and configuration or compliance check. For any tests that are deemed as failed, Tanium provides a description of the findings, expected values that prevented passing of a configuration or compliance test, actual values from the failed test, and steps to remediate. Test failures are then grouped and automatically routed based on remediation specialist skill sets and areas of responsibility. Intelligent ServiceNow workflows and tight integration with change management processes provide smooth handoffs between groups when necessary. And because everything's stored in ServiceNow and associated with configuration items in the CMDB, you can easily view reports and dashboards with the latest, most accurate results for remediation task statuses, compliance tests, risk ratings, and policy records. With Tanium and ServiceNow, your organization can finally achieve real-time visibility, streamline assessments, and automate compliance processes from a unified platform, accessible across IT, security, and risk operations. From proactive risk management to reducing manual efforts, Tanium and ServiceNow have partnered to ensure that organizations are able to meet evolving regulatory requirements, improve decision-making through integrated risk data, and maintain a resilient and compliant posture in an increasingly complex environment.